Script here, Alex.
Oh, you write it down, eh? This
typed.
far in.
It's typed up. Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast where I give my three contestants three different movies and they try to come up with the most random, obscure, or minor actors from those films. The deeper the cut, the more points. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, the PB to my J, my co-host, Alex Young. How's it going, buddy?
Good. I feel like you forgot the they get. Like, more points they get. It seems like you dropped those words and it like messed up the whole rhythm of it in my head.
I'm sorry.
Whole game, Jeff.
I'm sorry it didn't work in your brain, because that's where the game needs to be
If
played.
I perform badly, it's because you did the intro weird.
Well, I'll listen back to it after and see if it sounds bad.
I'm sure it sounds fine to everyone else except me who's heard it.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing? It's winter outside.
It is.
But,
we are recording, for the people who want to check the weather factor, we're recording on February 16th, and it's, for once, they did kind of get it right with the weather forecast, but it is like the storm of the year. I don't think it's like Stormageddon or anything like that, but it's
not a great time.
No, it's definitely going to be like a 3-shovel kind of 24-hour period for me. Like, I shoveled last night, I shoveled this morning. I will be back out there again.
That sucks. Yeah. I want to save the weather for next time because it's going to keep snowing. So next time we'll address like, wow, can you believe all that snow we got? So what I'd like to do is bring in our first guest because he has a newsletter that's amazing. But there is a fact in it that has given me such nightmares that I want to address it immediately.
Well, let me bring him in and then you can address that, Alex. So joining us all the way back from episode 18 in season 1, when he tied for second place. He also did try to pass off a song as a deep cut. We would like to welcome back to the show, Dan Riskin.
Thank you. I feel like that song. I feel like that was pretty good. Pretty good. It was a deep cut. It just didn't fit the format of the cuts.
There is a part of me that for like weeks after that, I was like, we should have just let it go. Like I like the outside the box thinking.
I like rules. It's all good.
It's fun. I would love if other people brought some, especially with like their last pick. They're like, I don't have anything else, but what if we tried that T-shirt that so and so was wearing?
Right,
man,
or like a location, like the castle from X-Men is the same as the castle from, I don't know, the show Castle or something like that.
I think it's
there's no castles.
Is it castles? What is? I've
never seen the show. I just assume it's about castles.
Surprise guest Nathan Fillion comes in now.
Okay.
No, but the castle in X-Men, is it Castle Loma?
I think it's Castle
no. It's the castle out on Vancouver Island. It's
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they use Union Station a bunch.
Do they?
For the first one, yeah.
See, yeah, locations I feel like could be, but anyway, here I'm trying to change the rules to benefit me, which is right on brand.
I mean, like, what's the rule? If you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough, or something like that.
If you don't fail, you haven't tried.
Yeah. No, perfect. Alex, what is your snake question?
So, for those who don't subscribe, you should subscribe to Follow the Bat Signal because it's great.
Which you can find on Noctilio.
So if you just go to followthebatsignal.com, you'll find it, and it's called The Bat Signal, and it's a weekly newsletter of just weird science things that'll give you nightmares, apparently, if you're Alex.
Just one thing. So you had a really interesting, I mean, all the stories are interesting, but there's one really interesting about using AI to make antivenom.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to using horses, which is super interesting. But then there's like this little like throwaway statistic at the bottom where I'm like, why is not more information dedicated to this? Which is, and I wrote down directly, worldwide, snake bites kill more than 100,000 people each year and leave more than 300,000 permanently disabled. Yeah. Why are we doing more about the snakes?
Snakes are bad. I mean, this is like part of our, living in our privileged society where we don't worry about these things. But you go to a lot of other parts of the world where people work in agricultural areas and you've got big venomous snakes or small venomous snakes. It's a real problem. And worldwide, it's a major burden. And what's crazy is the only way to make antivenom is to get a horse or some other animal and give it a little bit of a snake bite so that it builds antibodies of that. And then to take its blood and get the antibodies out of its blood and then put that in a little vial. And it doesn't do well at room temperature, so it has to be refrigerated. It doesn't last very long, but that's where all the snake antivenoms come from. And so like, if you get bitten by like a king cobra, you need to find the blood from the horse that's been given king cobra venom as opposed to the other horse that's been given some other venomous snake. Like, it's a terrible system. It's absolutely medieval. It's ridiculous.
Is there like farms of horses where they're just
lab animals. Yeah. They're people that like this is where these antivenoms come from. So the big breakthrough is that you can use AI and you can say, hey, listen, AI, here's what the snake venom protein looks like. I need you to give me a protein that's going to bind to that is also stable at room temperature, and make something up. And then we'll like genetically engineer some bacteria to make that, and then we'll have a big vat of it, and we don't have to hurt any more horses. And basically they've come up with their first step in that direction. I think what they made won't be perfect, and so they want to tweak it a little bit before they put it to mass production, but in principle they figured it out, and this is one of the things that AI can do. So anyway, those are the kinds of obscure stories in the Bat Signal. Whenever I see stuff like that, I'm like, I gotta tell my readers, I gotta tell them about the snake venom. So anyway, thanks for reading, man.
Oh man, listen, it was so interesting. It's always interesting. But now I'm like,
Thanks.
well, now I have a new thing to worry about. Which,
Yeah.
because if you had said guess the number of snake bites like that lead to death or disability, I'd be like, I don't know, like 1,000. Like
Yeah,
how many
yeah.
people get
Even
bitten by
that
snakes?
feels high.
Not
Yeah.
even close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's crazy. And so when I was doing my PhD on bats, there was a person in the department who worked on snakes, and he and his wife were on just a hike, and she got bitten by a rattlesnake. And holy smokes, it were like she had to have a whole bunch of tissue removed from her calf, and like her leg never looked the same. Like it's those snakes.
Oh my god.
Evolution really has done a wonder on ways to hurt you. It's real bad.
Boy, they really make up for not having arms. It's insane.
Overcompensate. Yeah.
For real.
Okay, well, let's bring in our other guest too then, Alex. His name, Jason Parker. He is not just an LA food critic. He also loves coffee and films almost as much as he loves food. You can find him on Instagram at Jason Parker Green, and his website, sorry, that was a weird way of saying the word.
His
Website, and his website, Deli Cup LA. That's DELICUPLA.com. Where I was just looking at pictures of food today, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could go outside and eat different foods, but don't have quite the variety. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, now I'm wondering, my dad years ago said he was going to give our horse to a better farm. I'm wondering, wonder what happened. But never mind, I'm good. Yeah, and you guys are talking about snow. I do live in LA, but I grew up in Alaska. So,
Oh, wow.
Okay,
I'm
that's
from
nice.
a town called Valdez, and we used to get like 40, 50
Like
feet
the
of snow
Exxon
every
Valdez?
winter. Exxon Valdez, yeah. The last bar the captain was drinking at was actually my family's bar. So
No, you are kidding.
no.
Wow.
But yeah, so I know all about shoveling. My stepfather, one of the few jobs he ever had. Oh, I shouldn't say stepfather. A guy my mom was married to. He ran a snowplow business. I think still to this day. He's a loser, but whatever. Yeah,
Not
I'm
because he
here.
drives a snowplow, but other reasons, yes.
No, I could get it, man.
Well, Jason, I wanted to ask you something because you are really big on food and you've got like your best list of like different neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, I think I've only been to LA twice. Alex,
Yeah.
you've been out there once or twice?
Yep, just once.
Once. Okay, and you've got them all kind of broken down by neighborhood. What is like the up and coming LA food neighborhood? Because I'm sure there's like peaks and valleys and like places get over, too many tourists and the prices get too high. But if you're headed out there now, where's the place to go find some new eats in LA?
I mean, number one, you should always expect to spend money in Los Angeles. I remember hearing that London was an expensive place, and then I realized that it was the same price as LA, and I was like, oh,
You're just living it, yeah.
But I would say it's all about Koreatown. Koreatown is a little west of downtown Los Angeles. I think Koreatown has the best nightlife. I used to drive Uber and Lyft pre-COVID and post-COVID, and the people who seem to be having the best time were the people that I was picking up and dropping off. Like people who go to Hollywood, they're garbage, But like one of the best places I went last year was this place, Lou's Cafe, that opened like a year ago. And they already made the Michelin like Bib Gourmand list, and they're in Koreatown, and just a lot of quality just opens there. But other than that, like downtown's always really nice. Obviously, if you go a couple blocks the wrong way, you might get into trouble, unless that's what you want to get into, is some trouble, and you want to try something exotic, and like.
I'm shaking his head. No, here.
No.
That's not what I want.
No.
But Highland Park, which is near where I used to live, Eagle Rock, Highland Park is kind of ebbs and flows with popularity. I remember 2011, the New York Times was like, "This is the coolest street in America" and stuff. And it's just funny when people like call stuff like that. But there are a lot of nice restaurants just about everywhere. The whole there's always something nice. I'm a big fan of Eater LA, the Eater website. I'm sure they have like an Eater Toronto. That's through the Vox Media. And really, I'm always looking on there, and they always seem to have the legit stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of new. I've only got maybe like 60 or 70 postings on my website, but at some point I'll have everything.
All right, so we're gonna ask you a food/movie question here.
Yeah,
You're going to a movie theater. You're gonna watch something. What's something you can bring to eat that you think is like kind of outside the norm?
I used to live near this movie theater in Orange County, and it was an AMC 30. And so I used to sneak in there, but I would, I actually sometimes would just sneak in if someone would open the side door and walk in. But if I really had a lot of money, I would bring my backpack because no one would search your backpack. I would go get a thing of orange chicken from like a Panda Express ripoff, and then I would get a big 32-ounce smoothie from Jamba Juice, and I would kind of carry my backpack in a weird way. And then I'd also bring some weed, and I'd get stoned. There was always an empty theater or two at the AMC 30 because there were so many theaters. So I'd run into one, get stoned, and then go in and eat my food and stuff. And so yeah, orange chicken and a smoothie is really good.
Wow.
Another great combo. But if it spills on your clothes are ruined. And I used to be a lot bigger than I am now, and I'm big now, but you get popcorn, and then you just take the cheese cup and you just pour the cheese cup over it.
Jeez.
The cheese actually melts half of the popcorn, like it just disappears. You just eat it with a fork. But as I said, if it falls on whatever you're wearing, it falls on that shirt, you cannot hit it with the spray away right away. It's not happening. It's still going to be dirty.
That's what I was hoping for, because yeah, I'm big on putting like M&Ms or something in my popcorn.
Just straight up cheese get the fork.
I don't know if I've ever would have tried that. No, I am the guy. Do they have hell of a good dip down in the U.S.?
I don't know what that is now.
Okay, so it's a chip dip, but I don't know. I think it's the best, ranch or French onion chip dip in the world. And you get down to the kind of the end where there's not enough dip left to like really scoop, and you've also only got crumbs of chips. So I end up just pouring the chips into the dip,
and then just use your finger, right? And you just use your finger to make a thing. And you get it out.
So, I mean, I do use a spoon. I'm not an animal, but yeah.
I was gonna say that I remember going to see Rain of Fire, summer of '02, and I ruined a really nice T-shirt with that cheese and popcorn thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's play a game of deep cuts.
Let's do it.
First thing we do is I'm thinking of a movie. I'm going to ask the three of you to try to figure out what movie am I thinking of. So, Jason, you're our newest player here. So, what movie am I thinking of?
Diggstown.
Ooh. I do love Diggstown.
That's awesome.
With, what was that?
The very problematic James Woods.
Lou
Gossett Jr., Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
I met one of the trainers in that at a place randomly, but I don't know I have his name. So if that movie gets picked, I'm going to get 20 points for him.
It's not going to be Diggstown, but Dan, what movie am I thinking of? Tremors.
Tremors, 100%. You always think about Tremors. You can't stop thinking about Tremors.
I can't stop thinking about it.
Can't stop.
Alex, what movie am I thinking of?
Honestly, I just want Dan to be right, because that was the best play of just really forcing it into his brain. But are you thinking about 10 Things I Hate About You?
I am not.
It's Tremors.
It's Tremors. That's why.
It's actually it's I don't know what year it came out, but it is I'm going to say the Kirsten Dunst movie. I believe it's a Joe Dante directed film, Small Soldiers. I mean, it's got
98. It came out in 98.
Wow. The fact that you know that is incredible. Like, what was that? That was Kirsten Dunst. You got David Cross, Jay Moore. The voice cast is incredible. Everything.
Tommy Lee Jones. And Frank Langella. Angela. Sorry.
All right. So none of you got it right. You know what, though? I feel like Tremors is the closest.
Tremors is closest.
Yeah. So Dan, would you like to go first, second, or third?
Second.
For our friend Dan.
I'm being really decisive. Do you see that? Have you noticed
Yeah,
that
that's
how
impressive.
quickly
Yep.
I answer?
Yep.
That's
So then
strategy.
it's between
To
Digstown and
intimidate
10
Jason.
things. Alex, I'm going to go with you on this one. I think 10 things is slightly closer to Small Soldiers. So what
I
do you
will
want
take
to do?
my 3 spot that I like.
All right. So you're
Throw Jason the
I
worm.
wanted
to the
one.
wolves. Sorry,
I'm
buddy.
going to put Jason at the 1. All right. So let's hear what the movies are for today. So Jason seems to know a lot of movies, so I wasn't too
Not
concerned.
that much.
I mean, you knew what year Small Soldiers came out was, so that was.
I remember disappointments.
So I did ask our guest Dan Riskin what were some of his favorite movies. He told me Goonies, which we've actually already done on the game, so I couldn't go back to it yet. And then his other one was from, I believe, 1978, Superman. It's actually,
So is that our first movie?
that is your first movie.
Okay.
Is
Yes, I've seen
1978
it.
Superman.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
but do you remember anyone in it? Don't say it out loud, Dan. And then from 1995, I don't do them very often, but it is a animated film, Toy Story.
Okay.
All right.
And then our final film from 2001, The Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, you love that movie.
I do like that movie, and I have seen it. Thank you.
No
That's
problem.
really good.
So I will tell you this: there are 2 people that appear in more than one of these films, if that helps you out. So while you're thinking of some people in these films, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Movie buffs and collectors, this one's for you. MoviePosters.com offers an incredible selection of posters for every taste, from obscure indies to your blockbuster favorites.
Hey, Jeff, do they have any Jay Baruchel posters?
Well, I do know they've got How to Train Your Dragon.
And Jeff, have they any Sean Connery motion pictures?
Yeah, Alex. Zardoz?
And do they have any posters for Christopher Walken movies?
Yes, Alex, they do.
Go to movieposters.com and use promo code DEEPCUTS15 to get 15% off your next purchase. This is my real voice.
You know what I like? That Dan is still writing stuff down.
Oh, Dan's gonna...
Dan can't remember names. Is
No.
one problem Dan has is that Dan can't remember names. I've got faces, but you're usually pretty forgiving. So I think
Yeah, we're pretty forgiving. If you kind of start talking us there, we'll help you out.
Yeah.
All right. How we feeling, everyone? Good.
Bad.
Okay.
Dude, bad.
All right.
good, great, fabulous.
See? That's how you answer. All right. Jason, you're on the clock. We're back.
Arlie Ermy, Toy Story. Oh, sorry. Arlie Ermy, Toy Story.
Ollie Ermy.
Arlie Ermy. The military guy.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Arlie Ermy, sorry.
Okay. I always said his last name was Emery, but it could be
Either way,
Yeah.
he's right.
Arlie Emery. Yeah, he's the sergeant of the little green
Holy
soldiers.
smokes. I'm out of the league.
It's a good one. They're doing the little recon to see what all the birthday presents are.
Yeah.
So he's 14 points. What would he be best known for? A Full Metal Jacket, probably.
Yeah.
Frighteners.
Frighteners
Frighteners?
is so good. Yeah.
I think I almost did.
He's in
Frighteners.
Apocalypse Now. He's in Apocalypse Now. He's flying one of the helicopters.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, 14 points. It's solid. Dan, what's your first deep cut?
I'm going to go with Gene Hackman because I know he's in 2 of the movies.
He is not going to get you a ton of points for that.
No, but
as
I know he's in 2 of the movies. So
He
I
is
know him.
the villain in Superman, and he is Royal Tenenbaum in the Royal Tenenbaums.
They give me 3 points.
3 points for Superman, 2 points for the Royal Tenenbaums.
Boom! 5 points.
5
Woo!
points.
I'm not in last place anymore.
Alex, I like that we're doing a movie that has Lex Luthor in it, and last week a couple weeks ago we had Lex Luthor on the show, so that was good.
It's hot.
Yeah, so 5 points for Gene Hackman. Alex, you have 2 deep cuts.
So if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of Superman, and I might be wrong, and that's how this game will go, do they not briefly trap Zod in the prison and like send him away? And isn't that Terrence Stamp or Malcolm McDowell?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's Terrence Stamp.
It's Terrence Stamp he's trapped in the thing. So he is
Well done.
12 points.
Hell yeah.
Because it starts literally with the trial of Terrence Stamp. So that is your first deep cut, Alex. What
He
is
is
your
Zod.
second?
He is Zod.
Yes.
Neil
Yep.
before Zod. Yeah.
Neil.
Right. I'm gonna go to. You know what? I'm feeling confident about that, so I'm gonna go Royal Tenenbaums. And does Wes Anderson have a cameo in it?
Of course he does.
Thank
I'm not sure as
God.
who, but he's also 12 points because it's not like a speaking line
Awesome.
or anything.
Everything
like
else
that.
can be a whiff now, and I'm like, whatever. I'm happy with 24 points.
Yeah, good for you guys. You guys are good.
All right, Dan. It's your second deep cut.
I don't want to
The
swing and a miss.
confidence.
That's okay. What movie are we talking about, Dan? What movie are we talking
in Toy
about?
Story, I'm pretty sure that there's the voice. Who's the guy who always talks really annoying and loud, and he's always playing a lawyer and saying like he does like, the guy, and he's always
Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey. Is he in Toy Story? He's not in it.
At least not in this one.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
No.
No. I'm trying
Took a
to.
swing. You're trying to help me, but it's all good.
Okay.
I'll come back.
Okay.
I'll come back.
Are we giving him an X on?
Yeah. That was a full.
We're giving him an X on Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah, because I think he shows up in the later Toy Stories, if I'm not mistaken, but I cannot be sure. Jason Parker.
Yeah, somebody
Your
called me.
screen has gone black, but that's okay.
Both Toy Story. Let's do John Ratzenberger from Cheers and Warlords of Atlantis with my buddy Doug McClure, my favorite actor. And then for the other, let's do. Of course, I forget his name, but he called everybody Hockey Puck. That guy that talks shit to everybody. He's in Casino. Yeah.
I know who you're
Don
talking
Rickles.
about. What?
I believe I
He's in
forgot that.
Casino.
Him and
Yes. So I'm gonna get.
Ratzenberger.
You're gonna
that's my
get
two.
Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. So Rickles is 6 points. Ratzenberger he is the piggy bank in the Toy Story films is worth 10 points for that. But he's also in Superman as I believe an air traffic controller.
Oh, wow.
Or
Yeah, he is.
he was in a lot of those
Star Wars,
movies.
yeah.
Like, because I think he might even be in Star Wars or something like that. As just like, yeah. So he's 14 points.
Wow.
For Superman. So that is 24 points for John Ratzenberger and
Holy
6
smokes, well
points
done.
for Don Rickles.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Dan.
Okay, that's okay.
Riskin.
It's okay. I got this. You sure it wasn't Tremors you were thinking about? You're sure? Ned Beatty in
Ned
Superman.
Yep. As his
Mr.
little,
Luthor.
his little sidekick.
His sidekick, yeah.
I always felt so bad for the cop that is following Ned Beatty into the subway station. And then they got that little trap door that Ned Beatty goes in, and then the cop tries to do it, but they lock it, and he just gets killed by a train. And
then he shoves him into the train.
I was like, you didn't need to do that. Like that
dark.
They're bad guys.
So
they had stakes. There were stakes. It set the stakes that these guys don't mess around.
It does because you kind of think that this Gene Hackman, he's kind of like a fun-loving Lex Luthor, but he's really kind of a dick.
Yeah.
That's another 5 points for Ned Beatty.
Sweet.
So it's solid.
Take it. Yep, I'll take it.
Alex, what's your third deep cut? And then I'll give you guys a point breakdown at the halfway mark.
So really the only other one I have from Toy Story that's not the leads, because Jason stole Norm from Cheers from me.
Norm?
I am going to do Wallace
Cliff.
Shawn.
It's Cliff. Alex has never watched Cheers in his life.
I would have gotten it wrong. Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn as the
T-Rex, I think?
The T-Rex.
Yes.
That's right.
And that's where I thought when you said the guy who talks really high, I thought you were going for Wallace Shawn.
Yeah, I should have been. If I'd known the answer, I would have said that. But
I was worried
mistaken.
you were going to steal it.
And that's why I said the wrong answer.
So he's worth 7 points, Alex.
All
so
right.
at the halfway point, you have 31. Dan has 10.
Yeah.
And our new friend Jason Parker has 44.
Jesus.
So he's in a good spot to be hunting for a top 10 score. Alex, what is your fourth deep cut?
Gwyneth Paltrow in Tenenbaums.
She is. She's the one that has ice cream with her dad, Gene Hackman. Her adopted dad, Gene Hackman, because she is adopted in that film. She's worth 3 points, Alex.
I'll take it.
All right, Dan. Back to you. We need some points. They got a big family.
Yeah, no,
Those
there's
Tannenbaums.
lots of, but they're all like celebrities, which is why
They
I feel
are.
like I'm
They
not gonna
are.
give any points for anybody.
I mean, you didn't get any points for Gilbert Godfrey either.
Fair enough. I should pick people who are in the movie. But yeah. All right, let's go with For the Royal Tenenbaums, what's his face? Groundhog Day guy, the famous guy.
Bill Murray. Yeah,
Bill Murray. Yeah.
it's solid. The famous guy.
I am.
Yeah, he is the
Who are you up
psychiatrist.
against, Jason? I hope you're nervous. Because this is what you're up against. If there's a snake venoms portion of the competition, though, I feel like I'll be able to step into my own. But keep going.
Oh, great.
Bill Murray for 6 points. So that's
Nice.
a solid cut. Yeah, because he's not in it that much.
No, he's just in it
Jason,
a little bit.
you have your fourth and your fifth deep cuts.
Royal Tenenbaums, Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Oh, well done.
As he is getting married that weekend. Him and one of the lead characters discuss how they are both widowers.
I have only seen the last 10 minutes of the Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, well, you might have seen the scene where he talks about being a widower with the.
And let's see. Let's see. What do I?
He's 8 points. 8 points for Danny Glover.
Let's do. I guess just Margot Kidder from Superman.
Margot Kidder for 2 points. He's leaving the door open for you guys.
No,
She's
he's
from
not.
near Alaska, right?
Oh, I
Isn't
don't
she
know.
from like
Is he?
the Northwest Territories or the Yukon?
Margot
Kidder. I feel like that was.
I mean, that makes
she's
sense. She was in Black Christmas. So.
Well, yeah, she's definitely Canadian. I'm just wondering what. All right, Dan, you got an opportunity here. Get some points.
That's good. I do have an opportunity. I think I am going to go with Marlon Brando. I know he did. But I'm going to argue. You've already decided how many points he's worth. But even though he was like on all the posters and everybody talked about how he was in the movie, he had a very small role. He just talked a little bit.
I forgot he was in it. Just so you know,
me too.
I did forget that he was in it until right now.
You know what?
He forgot.
Jason has talked me into giving you slightly more points than you were going to get. So you're going to get 7 points for Marlon Brando.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he was on the posters with the fake the dyed silver white hair, and this is like one of the last things he did before he kind of like disappeared for like 10 years, right? Because then he kind of comes back late 80s. Alex, you have your final 2 deep cuts.
So, about Marlon Brando, if I'm not mistaken, they used his audio from the original Superman in the last 2 episodes of Smallville. When he finally gets to the Fortress of Solitude or whatever, they used a couple of those lines, and then the Superman Returns Brandon Routh costume for the final shot.
Huh.
These are my Superman facts for the
Wow,
day,
that's
because
cool.
I'm stalling, because I do not have guesses. All right, so Royal Tenenbaums, Luke Wilson.
Yep.
I don't think he's worth too much because I remember him pretty vividly in that movie.
I mean, he's worth the same as Gwyneth Paltrow, as he is also one of the 10. So another 3 points, Alex.
Willem Dafoe in it? He's in a lot of his stuff. Is he in that one?
He is not, Alex.
Well, that's okay. Honestly, no guess is going to catch me up to Jason. So I figured I'd swing.
No, probably not.
I'm still worried about losing. If that makes you, I'm still nervous about it.
No, I don't think you need
should
to be
not
worried
be.
about losing. I think you're okay.
I think your cheers took care of it.
But Dan, let's see how you finish up with your final deep cut. How are you feeling?
So I can't remember who he is.
This is your last one.
The kid that the famous guy is
Which
the
kid?
doctor that he's examining.
Who guessed
Is he-
it?
and I-
Yep.
Walking Dead.
I've got him on the list. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna lead you
Mhm.
to him because I don't think it's gonna you're not gonna catch Jason. I'm gonna walk you there.
75?
There was a TV show in the late 90s that was created and directed by a very
Is
famous
this the one
film
that Seth
producer,
Rogen was
film
on? The
director
one
now.
Yeah. It's the one that all these famous people came out of.
Freaks and Geeks.
And he was in that. He was in Freaks and Geeks. Same guy, right? Yeah, the Freaks and Geeks guy. No. He was more of a freak, really.
Yeah. His name is Stephen Lee Shepard. He wasn't one of the main geeks, but he had like long hair. Yeah, he was, so I'm gonna give you that one. Stephen Lee Shepard for 14 points. He has the famous scene in Royal Tenenbaums where the famous guy Bill Murray is talking about all the things that are wrong with him, and he's also colorblind. He has incredible hearing, but he is also colorblind. And from like 3 rooms away, the kid's like, "I'm not colorblind, am I?"
It's hilarious. It is so. I'm afraid you are. Yeah, exactly. No, that's very funny. But also, I just want to point out this is helping me understand how Alex has the low score, because I should have the low score right now. But you've given me wonderful help here.
I gave you 14 points for Stephen
And
Lee
thank you,
Shepard.
and I'll take
Listen,
it. Alex will still beat me, but this is a mechanism by which your kindness to guests would hurt Alex, and thus make it more likely to get in the lower. Yeah, so I'm saying that's.
But
why
I also
Alex,
get to write
he's
Jeff's
got the-
outros, which he gets them live. So that's
gets
where
a
I
little
get my
dig back.
little comeuppance on it. So it's fine.
Jason, what is your final deep cut?
Let's go Stiller from Tannenbaums.
Mhm.
I mean, it's what an incredible ride you've had here, Jason. You went 14 points, 24 points, 6 points, 8 points, 2 points, 1 point. 1 point. You were like the highest of the highs and the lowest. Like, it was almost like, listen, I got so many points. I can literally just say the leads of these movies. You could have done like, yeah.
I knew
came
four.
out strong
I
out of
knew
the
four
gate.
people in Superman, and I knew all the main stars from Royal Tannenbaums, and that was it. And then, fortunately,
it?
I was
But
gonna Wallace Shawn was gonna be. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do Wallace Shawn or Don Rickles. So,
well, I mean, the John Ratzenberger thing pretty much
Yeah.
won the game for you just with that one there. So let's see, who did we miss from Toy Story? Obviously, our Tom Hanks and our Tim Allen. Only appearing in one Toy Story because he passed away before the next one came out. But Jim Varney was Slinky the dog.
course,
Ernest
yes.
Goes to Camp.
rest
That
in
guy.
peace. Rest in peace.
Is he dead?
Annie Potts. Yeah, he did. He passed away
Annie
shortly after.
Potts!
Annie Potts is Bo Peep, who then does not show up for like the third one because I think she gets broken when they move, if I'm not mistaken, at some point. Laurie Metcalf is the mom from Toy Story. Penn Jillette of the famous duo Penn and Teller is the TV announcer. And then Alex, I've made the joke before, and you're like, really? That's your reference for the Sheb Woolley scream? Sheb Woolley, when he goes, "Whoa!" and it's the Wilhelm scream. So I was thinking Dan might have remembered that.
You're allowing that? I guess it's animated. So it's all voices. Okay, fine.
It's a voice, yes. So that was the big one. So from there, Royal Tannenbaums, Angelica Houston, Owen Wilson, Seymour Castle, Alec Baldwin is the narrator. Would have been some points there.
Oh, right.
The hotel manager is from Flight of the Conchords. He worked with Murray at the New Zealand consulate, if you remember that guy, Alex. And then a big one who also works at the hotel is a bellboy.
Yeah. What's that guy's name?
Is Ebon Mus Backrack from The Bear.
What would
Uncle, cousin, whatever.
Oh,
yeah, and he's in the new Fantastic
cousin,
Four movie, and he's in. Was he in the
Andor.
Star Wars? Andor, yeah. So that's he's got like long hair, and he's really tall, and he's wearing like the bellboy hat. So if you look up Ebon Mus Backrack from,
that's his buddy? That's the guy who's with Royal all the time.
No, that's Kumar Palana, the short little guy that stabs him at one point. Yeah, he's not. That's not him. He works for the Tannenbaums, gets fired, goes with Gene Hackman to work at the hotel. But yeah, Ebon Moss Backer is like a young guy also working at the hotel, but he is cousin from the Bear.
Oh, wow.
From Superman, Jackie Cooper as Perry White, I think, who runs the daily the paper. Glenn.
I kept thinking Lane Smith from the Superman Adventures, Superboy, Superman Adventures. Lane Smith, you know.
Glenn Ford is his adopted dad in Kansas. And then there's the two other people, Alex, from Terrence Stamp's crew. Sarah Douglas is Ursa. She's in the Conan films. And Jack O'Halloran is the big tall guy, the brute. I think his name's just Non. Let's see. Anything else? Mark McClure, who plays Jimmy Olsen, is also from Back to the Future. He is Marty McFly's older brother. And then Dan, you might have known this one, but Larry Hagman, JR from Dallas, is a general in Superman. And then of course Richard Donner gives himself the obligatory cameo.
Is his sister in it? Is his sister in that? Trainer? Because that's his sister, Trainer, whatever her name is.
No, I don't. She might be, but I didn't write down her name because I didn't think anyone.
That's why she's in everything, you know, because she's his sister. Lethal Weapon and everything.
Mary Elizabeth Trainer.
Yeah.
Yes. She's a great deep cut because she's in Goonies. Yeah. She's in
all the Lethal Weapons.
Yeah. All right, so let's see our final points.
I don't think you got. There's a little known actor named Christopher Reeve, I believe, is also in.
He
Superman.
is. I didn't mention him.
You might have missed that. He's in some other stuff too.
You might have heard of him. Alex, you had 31 points at the halfway point, and you picked up 6 in the last half to give you a total of 37. Dan, you were
Not
way back in third
great.
place with 10 points, but you picked up 27 in the second half to finish tied again with Alex at 37 points.
You did this to yourself,
Amazing.
Alex. I hope you enjoy your outro because
And
I'm flabbergasted.
our friend Jason Parker had 44 points at the half. Only picked up 11.
points?
He lost points. He picked 11
Yeah,
points in the
negative
second
30
half to
points.
give him a total of 55. So, Jason,
Yeah.
the winner gets to
Oh, yeah.
decide who do you think would be a good future guest for Deep Cuts the Game?
Ooh, let's get Tom Savini,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
makeup
Yeah,
guy,
that's a good- that's
the
good.
godfather of gore.
Yeah, that'd be great because he's
Yeah.
in a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
So,
from
yeah.
Dusk
All
Till
right. I'm
Dawn,
going to write
Sex
that down.
Machine. So.
Yeah. So, Jason, tell us again, where can people find you? What
I'm on Blue Sky. Blue Sky's kind of the thing. Formerly Nick Destro is my thing. That was me on Twitter. So, yeah, Blue Sky, man. I'm gonna have a trailer for a movie that I shot most of a long time ago. And then when the trailer's done, I'm gonna say, hey, does the people give me money so I can finish it, just like all the annoying people do? And I'm gonna hit you guys up, and I'm gonna say, hey, it's Jason from that thing. I won it, remember? So, but yeah.
All right. Well, hey, man. Well, yeah, for sure. We'll have you back on for that for sure. And people can find your food reviews and stuff like that.
Deli Cup LA.
DeliCupLA.com. Dan Riskin, you've got your bat signal. What else is going on with you?
That's the big one. I mean, yeah, I would love to get a little bit, if people are interested, sign up for the Bat Signal, tell your friends about it. I'm trying to build that up as a way to sort of just have like regular contact with people. I mean, I'm on TV in Canada all the time. I'm on the radio in Canada all the time. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. But the Bat Signal is where I'm putting a lot of my real energy right now. And so, yeah, sign up. Follow thebatsignal.com.
Yep, I get it it's Tuesday morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Tuesday mornings. I know. I have to record a video. There's this great study. Well, when are we?
This probably won't be out for a week or two, so you can spoil it.
So if you're listening to this, you're missing it. But there's a great study about like the scientifically perfect way to cook an egg, and I tested it, and it like involves like putting it in boiling water and then putting it in lukewarm water and then boiling water, like for 32 minutes, moving it back and forth between these two baths. It's ridiculous, and I had to test it, and I did like a whole experiment, and I've like got a graph on my desk right now that I'm like working into. I'm like obsessed with getting this just right. So anyway, that's the kind of nerdy thing I do with my weekend.
Sounds good.
I mean, we do a pod. Yeah, at least you got eggs.
Yeah,
All I
eggs
got
at
is
the end. That's great.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. It was a good egg. It was a good egg because the first thing I noticed as I'm taking it out of the 30 degrees Celsius lukewarm, room temperature water where it spent the last 2 minutes. First thing I noticed is it's not burning my hands while I'm trying to take the shell off. Right away, I know I'm in for a good egg. And then you get that off, and then the white is just right, and then you get into the yellow part, the yolk, if you will, and it's also quite nice. And the white's not overcooked and rubbery, and the yolk is just right. It's not runny. I'm telling you, what a good egg. It was a good egg. It was, I don't know if it's worth
I was going to say
32
32 minutes is a long time for an egg.
And it's not just like 32 minutes on the stove. It's like 32 minutes you have to be there, and every 2 minutes you have a job.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I mean, I literally will crack an egg, put it in a bowl, mix it up, and like throw it in the microwave for 45 seconds. And I'm like, that is the amount of effort that I want to put towards an egg.
Well, if you're ever trying to woo that special someone and they happen to be an egg lover,
an eggophile, yeah,
an ovophile of some kind. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's exciting, and these graphs, it's fun.
I can't wait to see the chart of like Dan's enjoyment of egg based on how much time spent on egg, and then like, it kind of levels out here, and it's like,
Yeah. No, that's a factor, is that I did put, because I'd worked on it for 32 minutes, I think I enjoyed the egg a lot more as a result of that, right? So that's going to be a part. So it wasn't really a blind test the way it should have been. But nonetheless, really cool, really fun. And for the bat signal, I'm going to tie it into bat caves and the temperature of bat caves and how that oscillates in response to the air temperature outside the cave, and how that's like basically the same exact math. So it's going to be fun.
Well, I'm going to do up a podcast where people try to remember actors in it. And at least one of us is using our time for the good of something. So
no, yours is I love yours because it keeps me in my place, man. It is over when you guys just throw these encyclopedic things out there. Every time I'm like, wow. So good on you.
Alex Young, what should we do? What are you going to tell us to do today? Like some sort of
Well, first, I'm impressed, if nothing else, with Dan's patience, because I get fed up when I have to like stir a lean cuisine when they're like, take it out, stir it after 3 minutes, and put it back. I'm like, if I wanted to cook, I'd cook lean cuisine. Don't tell me what to do. So the fact that you're doing an egg for 32 minutes is honestly impressive as hell. But as far as my end promotion goes wise, Jeff, it's not much. Keep listening to the show. Join us every week. Find us on socials. Support your local rep cinema. I don't know when we're going to air, but this you either just missed it or you're about to be able to go see the Oscars at your local theaters, which is a really fun time. It's usually a free event. And of course, support physical media anywhere you can do so. Records, movies, the whole shebang.
All right. Well,
that's it.
I've got
Back to you,
nothing
Jeff.
other than keep listening to this podcast. Alex, where's my outro?
Just sent it. So, because we started talking about snakes, famously, the person that hates snakes the most is Indiana Jones.
Okay.
That's just a fact. So I know that I'm pretty sure you don't have a Harrison Ford impression. So now's the time to make one. Because I have written this as if you are Indiana Jones. So it's not super long. But
let me hear everyone
Grumpy,
else's
I guess?
Indiana Jones impersonation. I just want to know what
No,
are you looking
it's all
for
you,
from
buddy.
my voice in this? Gruffness? I think this is going to be very disappointing for everyone involved. That's a wrap, folks. Another artifact recovered. Another adventure survived. Barely. Remember, it's not the years, honey. It's the mileage. And this old fedora has seen plenty of both. So until our next expedition, keep your wits about you and revolvers loaded. And watch out for goddamn snakes. I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care.
Thanks for listening to us. Check us out everywhere you get podcasts, which you already did because you're listening to us. And rate, and subscribe. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you next week.